just uh, the trickery that they use to either remote view or not, doesn't really matter. The fact that they put it in your head, you have it put in your head that you're being remote viewed. So through various means, but mainly the confirmation, I think, is in the research. Because when you look further down that rabbit hole of what these people do when they're aboard that ship, you know, they engage in remote viewing activities. So it kind of makes sense, even to people who don't know what remote viewing is, and that's most people. So when you explain this to anyone, most people shrug it off and say, yeah, forget about it, no such thing, and it's really easy for people to dismiss, no matter how empathic they are. It's easily dismissed. So that is another barrier for the psychological targeting, or it does play on a person's mind when they're led to believe that they're being remote viewed. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, it's stuffy. Feels a little bit claustrophobic. It felt like that until I spoke out about it 6 years ago. Now we've got remote viewing, yeah, and there's even remote influencing, yeah, and there's certain people where involved in this story that is personal to me, yeah, that would be better off saying that they were remote influenced on certain occasions, as in they were possessed by another person remotely and made to do what they did physically. So that might be an option for anyone out there. But yeah, that's what you find if you look down this rabbit hole, and it's there, you know, it's not difficult to find this information. Now, the remote viewing thing, it really did get to me, and that's where the psychological torture comes into it, where it gets to the point where you want to tell people, but you know people don't understand. So these certain people did understand, and there was one person who was close to me, who knew exactly what it was, remote viewing. Now they could possibly have the empathy in them to understand how stuffy and irritating or claustrophobic that it would be to be made to believe that you're being remote viewed, and that it would play in a person's mind, and it's illegal to do that because they understand that it might be potentially true, this remote viewing, because they did a course on it, and that not many people do that. Like 99% of the population don't know what remote viewing is, but this person did. So they would understand that. They're also a witness, but they can't remember being a witness to a person visiting me by the name of Wendy. And yeah, even Wendy has become a witness to clarify that she visited. So this person who did that remote viewing course, they can't remember this. But these are major things which people will see that what they're keeping up is for no good reason, really, because it's not any, doesn't really celebrate a strong woman holding evidence back from something which is really important, not just for me, but for the world to understand. And to do that just for, I don't know, it must be this role player dynamic going on here, because what they kept up by withholding evidence up to a point where the person who visited actually admitted that they visited, because they're like, what the fuck? There'll be a link on the page where, on my website, what atrocities they've maintained and kept in suspension to be the work, and the mental illness induced by a mindset, because you can see why people go mad. You can see why people do go mad. Some people are mad, like by default, and some people are quite sane but can be driven mad. And unless you really do let go of it, and because be mad otherwise. But these people can't seem to let go of something, and there is these people, because it's become apparent of what type of mentality this person operates with, to disregard a situation that's out of their control, and but is beneficial for everyone to understand. And it wouldn't be, there's like, it'd be crazy to withhold information like this, but they did, for a warped reason. Might have been sort of girl power or something, I don't know. But it got to a point where even the woman who came over admitted. So there's no sort of divine female there. No. So what's the opposite of that? You've got Babylon, Babylon working, and that one that hangs around in Babylon. But it's a bit like that. And the so the witness thing, the remote viewing thing, and the amount of time that it's taken to establish literally, solidly, in timeline hard matter, but there is no get out or any excuse apart from acceptance of what one has done, and then take it from there. No one's had anything up on anyone. Yeah. It's a collaboration, as always. It was, and it is, as always, all along. And the main, or the last hurdle would possibly be the grand acceptance of that. So people do understand who they are, do understand that there were limits where they've been caught out, and that other people potentially have limits which exceed theirs, and be comfortable in accepting with that. Everything is all done anyway. So on that note, I'm going to come back in a bit. 1st of June 2023. 6 years since I sacrificed my comfort zone, as in give my address out online for a reason which got misunderstood. I don't know why, but purposefully, almost like, yeah, this is where it gets a bit like you can write the script to why people swerve around this. It's like they don't want to look. Giving my address out and exposing some people, which you certainly don't give your address out when you expose these people. So I messed people up there by, that's where the cognitive dissonance startled me. Because now, even people watching this now, they're probably not quite understanding of what it feels like to do that. Call heavy duty people out and give your address up, knowing fully well that you've got all the evidence to do so. And if anyone turns up here from them, it'll make it more on top for them. It's like getting them by the short and curlies, or by the scrotum bag, if you want to be funny, or by whatever else. I did that. Not many people do that thing. They don't. And this kind of put people off as well. It kind of certainly brings out the envy in certain people. I don't know why, because it's not that great doing this. But yeah, some people got really envious about that. How dare he do that? Even if they weren't, they were even against these people or neutral or whatever. But it's all been timeline documented, as in the time stamped over the duration of 6 years. 3 years it takes for proceedings to be undertaken, and 6 years for a completion on this. Initially I called out some people who should have responded 6 years ago, but didn't. But they did respond, but they not in the way that I would kind of expected. So they're immediately brought under question because they were potentially holding back evidence from a big finding, and it's an operation which has been going on for possibly over 6 years, but it certainly reached a climax in the past 6 years as well, and it's solidified, crystallized, and it's factual, and it does not even go near a conspiracy even. Yet it does involve conspiracy stories. The actual root of this story is not conspiratorial. there's people like myself still living to talk of this. It's just there's certain people in society which don't quite get it, and there's some who do. Now, to be led to believe that being remote viewed, whether you believe this or not, it does get stuffy and claustrophobic for a person mentally, yeah? And it could potentially induce psychotic behaviour, psychosis even, or being mentally labelled up as mentally ill. You know, if you tell anyone about this, people are looking at me, people are controlling my thoughts, people are just watching me. You know, it sounds very paranoid. And this is what they hoped for as well. So this is what makes it even more twisted and illegal. Yeah? So this is what I was kind of pissed off with. And I did, that's the reason why I went all out and gave my address up. I was leaving my door open, kind of rub it in their faces. You know, how dare you say you're watching me, like, well, so what? Like, I'm gonna leave my door open, they'll come round then, you know, and really sort of grilling them like that. And not many people do this. So all those videos, they're kind of like, they were directed to these people, and of course the people around me, or people maybe watched these videos, they didn't quite see that, and they just thought it was me just trying to freaking be weird or showing off or something. But I was giving it to these people who were seriously trying to screw with someone's head, and I fucked them up a bit by doing that. And they've all been identified as working, or yeah, in cahoots with each other, I guess. They all come from the same sort of same breed or same belief or whatever. I'm not sure, but they're all dianetically linked. And right, we'll leave it there. I'll be back shortly. Nice day today. I go for a walk. Beard looking a bit weird. I got sunburnt the other day, but you know, I've had worse. And I'll see you shortly. Bye bye.